Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth. We have a beautiful day, finally, after 5 days of rain. Incredible.
It's long overdue, and we're going to appreciate every minute of it. I know I will.
Oh, my God. We'll get to 73 and sunshine tomorrow. The same. Chilly over the weekend, but dry, and looks sunny. And, yeah, so thankfully gone, and the rain will be gone. Cande, we have a lot still to discuss. Let's get back to your son and daughter-in-law and your beautiful granddaughter, Maeve. We went through a lot of things earlier in the hour, which, by the way, later today after 12 o'clock, all of our chats are up at licountry.com. So if you need to go back, want to check it out, hear what we talked about, if you missed anything, we'll have the recap for you. So yesterday, we were invited over to a friend's house for a break the fast thing. You know, it was Yom Kippur, right?
It's Yom Kippur.
She has a thing that she invites people over. I don't want to mention names because I don't know that she wants name on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
just
fine.
say, I'm sitting minding my own business. Okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I get a text from you. I'm breaking fast with this woman. I'm breaking fast with this woman. What?
Oh, God.
No, you didn't fast. That's number one.
No, I didn't fast.
I just found that out now, so I feel better about the whole conversation.
Yeah.
But you didn't say your family was there. You made it seem like you were at this woman's house.
All right.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
This is not the point. So she, big fan of the show. She was. Yes, the family was there. Big fan of the show, and she was asking to see Maeve. So I showed her pictures. Beautiful Maeve. Beautiful.
Thank you.
But she also loves cats, and she said, "Oh, I heard you talking the other day about the cat, whatever." So that's when I texted you to find out exactly what cat Casey has.
Elsa is a Bengal.
Right. So that's when her eyebrows raised a little bit, because even you have said Elsa the cat, does not like company many times, and she knows quite a bit about cats. And she said, I'm curious if they're separating the cat from the baby, because I know those cats are very territorial. So now I will hand it over to you, and you kind of agreed a little bit with me. Yes?
Well, let's put it this way. They don't put the baby down. So it's not that big a deal because the cat doesn't jump on them to get to the baby. The cat, and I feel kind of bad for Elsa, and we haven't been the best of friends, but she feels a little put off. This was their baby, as you know. When they first got her, they had a stroller and a this thing and a that thing, and they had cameras installed so they could see what the cat was doing when they weren't home, and, all this. And now it's like, Elsa who? So she's sort of walking around like, anybody care that I'm still here? The funny part is she got friendly with me. We were upstairs changing the baby, and all of a sudden I could pet her, and she was laying down next to me, which is a first. This cat wouldn't barely come near me, so now I'm a new best friend.
Well, that brings up an interesting point, because this person I was with last night says, that cat eventually is going to end up with Cande. But
heavens, no.
For exactly what you're saying, it's not getting enough attention at that house.
I have only so much love to give, as you know, Fathead. My heart is not clean, and I only have so much to give.
Yes,
Tilly
and Tilly
gets the animal love.
Tilly gets it all.
If I brought a cat over here, she would be like, "You have got to be kidding me now."
So do they not put the baby down because they're afraid what the cat might do?
No, that's a whole nother issue. It's, they're new parents. The baby's 2 weeks old. I mean, when they go to sleep at night, they put the baby right next to them, in a bassinet at the bed, which I've heard can swing over. So, you don't even have to get out of the bed, a new fancy sort of thing.
Of course it can.
Of course it can. So, there was only one time where she tried to see the baby and get closer, but that's about it. She's sort of indifferent to it at this point. Let's say that. Let's hope it stays that way. See,
when we brought Leah home, I remember we had Electra, Tony, and Roxy, the puggle. And the first thing we did, and we knew that none of them we were pretty sure none of them were gonna go after the baby. We had Roxy literally just put Leah in the thing in the carrier, and we put her down on the floor, and Roxy could sniff her and see what was going on and lay down next to her, and she was so protective of Leah, so protective.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Electra and Tony, they were little Yorkies. They didn't
They're
really
different. They don't care.
They were very selfish, wanted their
As
own
long
business.
as my dinner's served at 5, you go on with your baby.
But they wanted, they could care less, as long as they got their own space. But we made sure that we introduced, in a very big way, Roxy the Puggle to Leah to make sure that
I hear you.
they got along.
They've tried. I know before even Maeve was born, they played tapes of babies crying so that Elsa could get used to that sound. It's like I said, it's only been 2 weeks.
Now, does the cat sleep in the room with them? I can't imagine.
She did. I don't know now. That's a good question that I don't have the proper answer for. I really don't know.
All right. I'm
She
just
did
curious.
used to sleep with them. Yes.
All right. Interesting stuff. Now, one more for you. You told me to write this down yesterday. You're reorganizing. What are you doing over there?
Well, I had a staycation, so I was busy being, a new grandma and doing stuff. I want to ask you in your house if this was. We have plastic containers, to put food away and save things or whatever. Every time I open the cabinet, they all fall on my head.
Yeah, okay.
I said, I am so over this. I am so over this. I got rid of them all. I ordered a new lock and go, whatever set is, 16 pieces, every size, every shape you could imagine. I redid the cabinet. They're all in there neat. I open it up. It doesn't fall on my head. I'm thrilled. Don't you have that problem?
Our containers that we use are down in a lower cabinet, like under the toaster oven, like down by our feet. So we don't have that problem.
Falling on your head.
Yeah, that's not.
But then you're looking for a lid, and where's the lid to this one? I don't know.
Yes,
it's becoming
of course.
quite annoying.
Of course. Now you have a 16-piece set,
Yes.
and it all fits
Brian's like,
nicely into each other.
What?
Yeah.
They all fit nicely into each other. And all
That'll
match. They all have
go
lids.
away. That'll go away as well because because right now they're all fitting into each other. Cause what happens when you use 3 or 4 of them and they're all out of place now and they don't fit into each other?
Oh,
Yeah.
they'll fit.
Oh, okay.
Can't I enjoy this moment? Just
that
for
was-
a second.
That was your big reorganizing? That?
No, and also my clothes.
Oh,
I
very
reorganized a lot of clothes, a lot of shoes. I got to keep up with it because I'm a shopper.
nice. Okay. Candy, I have one more thing I want to bring up for this break, which has nothing to do with what we talked about. We're moving on to a different topic, but something that I think I'd be very good at. I'd be very good at maybe going to eat at this restaurant. Reading this article about this fancy restaurant in London that put an ad out for a grape feeder. Someone
I
to
saw
feed
this.
grapes. Yes.
You
You
know,
saw-
I have very cute little hands.
Yeah, your hands are wonderfully small and I almost said delicious. Small and fantastic, Candy. Wonderful hands. Yes. So this fancy restaurant in London put an ad out for a grape feeder. Applicants must have gorgeous hands and a basic grasp of Greek and Latin.
Oh, well, that gets me out.
And the perks include regular manicures and the finest food and wine you can eat and drink.
I love that.
The position was filled immediately.
Oh,
No word of who the person was or what their gorgeous hands look like, but they will be hand feeding grapes to people who are spending a lot of money at this very fancy restaurant, Candy.
can I say there's no amount of money in the world that I could have that I would want someone feeding me grapes unless, let's face it, they were like a lover. I don't want some strange person feeding me. Do you, Mr. Germaphobe?
If I could watch them wash their hands beforehand, like
I have nothing to say.
so I don't seek out someone to feed me grapes,
I mean,
but
did you say, Dana, come here and feed me grapes?
I would have to see her wash her hands with soap
Oh,
and water and
my
hot
goodness.
water. Like when my kids, like whatever, let's say Abigail has a bag of chips or something, and she like goes to hand me a chip. I say, no, I'll grab my own. You know, like I need to see the hands washed in front of me, clean. And then, yes, maybe if I'm at a fancy restaurant and there is this gorgeous person who wants to feed me grapes, Candy, I might, because when
Maybe
in Rome.
It's like thing. You never see the person, just their hand.
I would let Barbecue Tom hand feed me grapes, Candy.
Oh, now we've opened a whole new chapter.
That's a different chat for another time.
It sure is.
Yes, there's certain people. I can make a list. One day you should start randomly naming people. Go ahead. You want to name people? Say, would you let this person feed you grapes? And I'll tell you yes or no. You could do that.
Would you let me feed you grapes?
First of all, hand washing is a must for all. But then it comes down to, would I let the person? Yes, I would let you feed me grapes.
Oh.
Yes.
How about my son, Evan?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because Evan would get such a kick out of that. We'd get the best pictures for Instagram. Oh,
We
my
would.
God.
You're right on that. That you have.
1,000%.
I just don't think, if I had all the money in the world, that this would be a requirement I would need. I wouldn't like it.
All right, well.
I could put grapes in my own mouth.
You can go to London and do it if you like.
I'd love to go to London and, whatever, but no, I don't need that anywhere.
All right. Less than 20 minutes to your bald and the beautiful entertainment. Everything from Nashville to Hollywood. Rain is gone. Sunshine coming today, 73. Let's hit the roads. My Country, 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.